going straight into Volume 3, or do you have any downtime to breathe at all? Are you going to, like Infinity War, I know you're one of the producers there.
Yeah, I have a little work to do on Infinity War, and but I'll be going straight into it. But it for a while it becomes more like a regular job, which is really good. For the past year or so or more, it's been 7 days a week, all the time working on this movie. And so for a little while I'll be able to have some downtime. Going to do a couple trips and see the world a little bit.
Good,
but also work.
Rob from Screen Rant was doing a set visit with you guys, and you had mentioned to him that in an early draft there was one of your favorite Guardians that didn't make it to the film. What is that Guardian, and do you think we'll see him in Volume 3?
Well, you're assuming it's a him.
Or him. I am assuming it's a him. It could be a her.
But you're right, because it's the Guardian who's teased at the end of the
movie. Okay.
So
okay.
That was a fuller story in 2, and I thought I'd save it for a future film.
Perfect. Now, speaking of some of the stuff that happens at the end, Adam Warlock, does he have a long-term future in the MCU, do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. The one thing that I loved about this movie was the family dynamic. I like the fact that all these characters got together, and it just seemed like bickering at home almost to me.
Yeah.
What personal experiences did you kind of like implement that? Like, what made you want to go in that direction?
Well, listen, personal experiences. I grew up in a household with 6 kids born within 7 years, so my family is very much like the Guardians of the Galaxy in terms of how much we argued and bickered, but also loved each other.
Sure.
And I think, that the Guardians are really a bunch of people. They're all orphans. None of them have homes, and they kind of feel called to be with each other, but that doesn't mean they always like it.
Do you think, I know that you stated that you're going to be back for Guardians 3, obviously. You said that's the end. Does that mean that's the end of the team past Phase 4, or is that just your end of the team?
It means it's the end of this iteration of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Interesting, yeah. Very interesting. We share a common interest, surprisingly. It's Rom the Space Knight.
Yes, I love Rom.
I love Rom too. Do you still have any interest in making Rom the Space Knight at all?
I don't, because this is a problem that Rom the story is owned by Marvel Comics.
Right.
So the Dire Race, all that story is owned by Marvel Comics. The character of the toy is owned by Paramount. So you can't have both. Now, you can't have the Space Knights in Marvel. You can't have Rom without the story. But what always interested me was more the story of the Space Knights. These people who gave up their humanity to save their planet. It was always very interesting to me. So there may be something to do with that, but it won't be with Rom.
Interesting. Well, I know that the Watchers are in this film, and that was a Fox thing. So how? Because
it's not. It's a co-owned.
Oh, it's a co-owned thing. Okay.
Yeah, co-owned. Yeah, it's Watchers are owned by both Fox and Marvel.
Interesting.
And so there's a few things like that. There's a few things like that people think are owned by Fox, but really aren't.